Welcome back, welcome back. So, I'm stuck late at night being up because of this thirsty ass nigga on the second floor, right? And it made me start to analyze him. Because, I've been dealing with this guy for a while. And, I don't know. But, it's gotta suck to be a gangster your whole life, right? You do all of this shit just to end up in a room. Not an apartment, not a house. Supposedly this nigga got 8 kids. And, that's not a bad thing. But I'm like, this is the reason why I teach men or talk to any boy or anybody and say, yo, get out of that shit while you can, bro. I watch this man every day. And you know what his life consists of when I see him? Because he barely ever leaves. When he does leave, who knows? He probably has a good, decent life, you know? Probably does things. But then I think of the quality of life, you know? Never seen him with any family members. Seen him have visits. But if your family's really your family, they fuck with you, you know? Come visit you and shit. Not just for, once in a while. Usually you cool with your cousins, your brothers, sisters, you know? He seems to be an awfully nice guy. He's feeding people around. But it's real weird because to me, I'm like, that's a good thing, right? But then I started noticing who he's feeding. And it's always these old dusty ass niggas in the building, which is a good thing, old men that are down on their luck and have nobody need help. But then I realized they all start getting real skinny and looking like fiends. And then they go bye-bye. And then I started thinking about it. Because every night I gotta deal with this guy in the hallway with a new fucking jabroni, right? Entertaining movies, he's at movie nights. They're fucking doing all types of shit, alright? And I said to myself, how's that gotta make you feel inside when by the daytime you're playing fucking super gangster, but you have a bunch of little ass kids around you? Like they're young men more than likely, some probably teenagers. But your life consists of being around young, dumb fucking niggas that don't know any better. So you're not gaining any type of knowledge, you're not gaining any real muscle, you don't have real soldiers, you have goofies that'll throw their fucking life away and then rat you out when they realize they're about to go to jail for a nigga that don't give a fuck. Then I said, this nigga spends his nights talking to dusty ass old niggas and they listen to old nigga stories trying to convince them to be cool with him so he can manipulate them. And I said, thank the Lord you stopped fucking living that life. Because that's what it always ends up. All the old niggas always end up some old dusty nigga with some old chains or, you got your little Benz, shit's all beat up. You know what I mean? They got just enough to look like they're doing something. You know what I'm saying? But in the real world, they usually out of shape. No real honor, valor. Late at night, you keep fucking honest people up. Regular shit like that. Then you're tough. You're supposedly tough. But every time a nigga calls you out by yourself, you never want to get busy. So I started thinking to myself, like, that must be very, very difficult to live. You know what I mean? You're right above little ass kids, but you make enough money, possibly, or whatever, to sustain yourself as a man. But no real niggas fuck with you. I said, do you have it worse being a real man of God and being alone and getting love the way you get love from all these little different people? They don't come chill. You ain't got dick suckers around and all that. But when you get love, it's because people love you. You know, when people talk to you, it's because they want to. It's not because they want something all the time now. You know? So I said, yeah, I think you went the right way. Because you already seen at 25. Once you get in trouble, you're out of the bracket. If you don't make the choice to go the other way, or if you go back into the game and don't make a retirement plan to jump out, you know, next 2, 3, 5 years or whatever, because they know your fucking face now. You're gonna have that life where you're just the old dusty drug dealer, or the old dusty whore, or the old dusty foot soldier talking about your fucking warrior days to some young niggas. And I said, is this really, really what millions of these fucking men really inspire? How do they not see this end? Like, I get it though. There's so many that they make it through almost. You know? They get 50, 60, you know? Millions of dollars and shit. The life of, I had sex with every woman I fucking seen. I've flown in jets and bought diamonds and, you know. That's the part I understand. But you don't get to that without, you know, rules and playing smart. Doing shit like this, like that, you could never be around real bosses. You're fucking peasant minded. They wouldn't let you up. You ever see Scarface? Why did Scarface die at the end of the movie? Because he didn't follow the fucking rules. That white guy, or the Colombian looking white guy, Frank, yeah, he didn't do things the right way, but he followed the fucking rules. That's why he was allowed to do things the wrong way. And they didn't clip him. Because if you didn't learn from that movie, they had a organization within organizations. All the capos got together and they had their shit. And Tony just wanted to be the next big thing. He didn't realize when he took Frank out, you just joined the biggest group ever. And they want their fucking money. Now, Tony didn't have a problem with getting the money. Tony didn't have a problem with enforcing, you know, the gangster shit. Tony didn't even have a problem with, you know, cracking some fucking eggs to make an omelet. But you know what Tony had a problem with? Tony had that moral thing in him. And he had the old school testament rules. Women and children are not allowed in beef. I'll destroy any man in front of me for any reason you give me. But I won't touch his children and his wife. And when he joined the big dogs, they looked at him like, what the fuck do you think you're joining, dog? How the fuck do you think we got up here? By just touching men? Other niggas ain't scared of you, nigga. Other niggas ain't scared of us. We're just men. With guns and other men. They have men and guns. Their men follow the law, though. They go by the rules. We're gonna break the rules, and that's why they're gonna get the fuck out of our way. Get it? And Tony didn't realize that. That's why when they sent him on the fucking dummy mission, he said, no. No women, no kids. Who do you think I am, man? Who do you think I am? They said we think you're a fucking jabroni dumbass that didn't realize you just took the place of somebody that would have did exactly what we said to do when we said to do it. His power and his ignorance got him to, shit on his crew a lot. But they would have replaced him eventually. And maybe if you were, still his right handed man, maybe they would have placed you in there. They would have, said, you know what? Who else got more balls than him? And who's willing to fucking get it? And then he could have stepped up. But he knew that wouldn't happen because he was a low level Super Saiyan. He started out as a regular ass dude. And he said, oh, I see the game for what it is. There's rules, there's ranks, and you have to put in work to get to the top rank. And you have to do it for years. This ain't no fucking Walmart store, dog. You're not doing 20 years, 5 years and making manager, nigga. No. You make upgrades in the underworld by the work you put in. You get it? That means shit has to happen, and you're gonna be the one that steps the fuck up and says, "What are you niggas scared for? We're going in." And your capo boss or whatever looks at you like, "What the fuck? This nigga don't upstage me. Hold on, I'm going in first, you know?" And then he gets gunned down, and because he's not really thinking like a foot soldier. I'm going in there hitting the corners. I'm throwing the flashbangs in there that you bought us. I'm using the smoke grenades. I'm using the fucking AR-15. I'm not knocking on the door. The bullets will be doing the knocking. I'm knocking down the door. We don't kick in doors. We use the shotgun and level the locks. We ain't playing around. See, when you're a boss that's been off the field for too long, you know, you might not be used to the old tactics that got you where you once were. Because things change. You're a boss now. You pay people to do that. And it just amazed me how meeting so many men like this in my lifetime, doomed. About time this man is 40. I don't know how old. He looks a little young. But about time he's like 50. And when the natural reality of life, when my father catches up with this man, and like most of them end up, the Lord takes everything from you right before you're at that age of retirement, you know? So you can't work now. And when you do go to work, you're going to work for some young punk, and he's going to treat you like the scum you are and make you want to quit every day of your life. And you're not going to be able to. Or you're going to fall like the rest of them and like, I ain't going to work. I'm just going to do these drugs. And I know a couple of skeezers that I met through my lifetime cheating on my girl. And, they're skeezers. As long as I give them anything, I'll be able to sleep over and shit. I'll be able to smack them around and still have that fake ass authority over somebody. That's what it's really all about. All these boys and girls going to, no matter what it is that destroys their life, it's always because of power. Power that somebody took from them when they was younger. Power that they never seen. Power that they do see and they want it and they don't even understand how they really got it and what you really got to do to take it or get it, you know? And when you meet these men after 50 years in jail, white, black, when you meet the same nigga with that same fucking mentality that dumb fuck does, and multiple other people I met in this town, when you meet them and you're 20 something, you're 30 something, and they're 50, 60, telling you their fucking war stories, and then all of that, and you can see the glory in their eyes, and they're alive again. And then the real ones, they go to the real ending, and then they talk about how don't ever do that. I know it's tempting out here, They're everywhere. The fiends and the drugs you young niggas can get in the game easy because everyone's a fucking fiend now. Don't ever risk it. It's not worth it, young blood. 90% of us end up exactly like me, and we don't really see it coming till it's too late, till we behind them bars doing that long stretch. Then we become even worse if you don't pay attention in there, because motherfuckers think jail is like vacation, not realizing they made jail to reform you, to get you ready for when you go back out there as a grown ass man with a record that you can never have a good job ever again. You can never go and find a decent place ever again. Because either your record's going to stop you or the fact you can't make money to live there is going to stop you, you know? See, when my father takes you from that mountaintop and places you all the way at the bottom with no more getting up, no man, no more, do a trick if you want. Go back in there for the rest of your life. Do a trick if you want while these young niggas is out here popping old niggas trying to make a comeback. Shit, we got chicks that's hustling out here now, bro. It's a whole nother world, bro. And just like Belly, what them niggas do to X when he went down south. Oh, them niggas is slinging real good. Yeah, I think I might drop a dime on them. See, y'all niggas gotta worry about yourselves and the niggas under you and all the niggas you make beef with and yourself. I've always stressed it. Getting this knowledge from older people, telling me this shit. That's the shit that made me do when I promised the Lord, I'm not gonna hustle no more, I'm gonna work. I'm gonna figure out how to get it, and I know it's gonna suck. Cause nobody just gets work and then you're fucking no, not if you're black. Not if you have a record, not if you fucking don't know how to act right, walk right, talk right, fill out an application right. Da 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 da. Once you hustle for so long as an adolescent, nigga, you don't know how to even be a fucking teenager properly. Niggas think they full grown men. And I'm like, yo, dog, if I put your ass on my work schedule and I don't even work hard, nigga, you're gonna fold. Cause when I get the fuck up, you gotta get up. I don't give a fuck if you got 2 hours of sleep or not, nigga. I'm up at 4 or 3 a day, nigga. Either get my mind right sitting here, thinking, watching, planning for the future, watching readings, making videos, fucking trying to keep my life together, do a little workout maybe. You know what I mean? If I ain't doing none of that, I'm sitting here to still thinking and absorbing and damn, I got fuck. You know what I mean? When you really like you, and that ain't even nothing compared to what other men are doing. That's nothing. That's light work. That's the beginning. And when you spend your entire life not even trying to reach the beginning, that's why motherfuckers be complaining about having day jobs and shit, quitting and all that, because you really believed you was just because you, oh, I was going to get a job, and nah, you going to get that record and your ass going to be done. You're forbidden from good jobs. And when you do get a decent warehouse job, like I said, you going to have a young nigga over you talking to you fucking crazy. Why? Because you're a convict, and if you say any fucking thing, I'll fire you, nigga, or I'll get you locked up. Shut your dusty ass up. Remember me from the block? You chased my ass all around. You fucked my girl. I'm gonna make you quit. You know how many niggas I got told that from? As they're at their worst job ever now. Because they got them fired and then, baited them into punching them or baited them into whatever and then said, yeah, your ass is going now. Now you never get another Lowe's job. Oh, you're attacking managers? Yeah, you're finished now. Back to the car wash. Get it? This is why a lot of motherfuckers be out there. When you see these niggas on the streets and they're homeless and they're crazy and that's because they gave up after a while. They become drug addicts. My father will bless them with what they blessed other people with, that habit. So many people are paying for their own sins in this lifetime, and it took me years to figure that out. That's why I will never just help people ever again. I gotta examine you. Like I said in one of my old videos, you can't be around me unless I use my powers on you. And if you're afraid to be truthful around me, soon as I ask you a question, I'm already gonna know. Because most motherfuckers ain't built to be real. Most people are not. You're used to having your mask on all day. You're too scared to talk about real shit. And when a nigga asks you some real shit about yourself, everybody hesitate or say the dumb shit. It ain't none of your business. Yeah, all right, you're right. Now get the fuck away from me because it ain't none of my business. The only thing that's around me is my business. Y'all ain't even used to being like that with your fucking families, friends, of your own kids. Niggas still got secrets from your own fucking kids. It's a fucking joke. And this is why they get lost and end up in that life. Beating their fucking chest. Fighting the weak. Taking advantage of weak-minded people. Really believing they're so fucking smart and so tough. Some of them are. But there's so many that are not. What's the saying? Good help is hard to find. Doesn't matter what side of the field you're on. I mean, if I was wrong, there wouldn't be like millions of. This wouldn't be the capital of the world of incarceration. Not everybody's just getting locked up because they're getting shit planted on them. No, there's a lot of niggas that are just dumb. Really, really dumb. And you know how I learned? By hearing older people's testimonies and then watching countless videos of people, documentaries of niggas that do the dumbest shit in the world, and you yourself as a non-criminal would look at that person and be like, yo bro, you got caught for that shit. And they had your they you got caught for that shit. How would you get out? And you did the exact same thing. Like, they're not gonna watch you. How did you get told the cops are watching you and you still did dumb shit in the open? What the fuck? I've watched people lock themselves up and then claim other people ratted on them and couldn't figure out how they ratted on themselves by going on fucking camera talking about I bodied this nigga. I got the drugs. I got anything you need. Like the police aren't like watching everything. It's a fucking joke. When you see people go to jail because they're too stupid to hide a stack of money instead of going on fucking Instagram and putting it up to their ear, and they don't even have a day job. You can't even go in their history and see that they had a day job for fucking 5 years, and at least you can lie and say, I've been saving this money since I was a fucking kid. Look, I had a job. That's where this amount came from. I live off of women. I get food stamps. This is all money. I've had this money my whole life. You know, and I've just been building on it little by little. Niggas couldn't even come up with a good story of why you have so much money. You niggas is dumb. I don't even mean to talk like this, but it really is like that. Like, it's pathetic. Like, because I'm at the point of dealing with this fucking man. And I'm like, I'm gonna just literally relish knowing the reality of your fate. Because there's no way my father's gonna let a nigga like that. Once I gotta deal with somebody like this, it's just so sad. Because people like this have so much effect on the world and they don't even realize it. They do in a way, but they don't. Because when it gets smashed to pieces, everybody's always looking up at the fucking sky thinking like, why are you doing it to me? Everyone forgets their whole fucking life they was a piece of shit. They forget all the fucking ways they made other people fear things and lied and did it. And when it happens to them, they're talking about have mercy on me. You ever see a dude? How is this even real? We can literally watch countless videos of dudes that are 1 minute super crazy and they mean it, right? Then they go and act their favorite rap video, not realizing they're possessed under a spirit of craziness. And then when they get locked up and they gangster while they're locked up, talking crazy, and then when they're in trial and that gavel goes down and they say life, 50 years, and then you see that same nigga buckle under the pressure and start blubbering, mercy, no! And it's like, wait up, you was one, you took a life away from the earth. And then when they give you life, you're like, have mercy? You should have had mercy when you was playing God. Because at that moment, you could have gave life or you could have took life. You decided to take life. So that's why they gave you life. You get it? An eye for an eye. How dare some of these people beg for mercy? They'll have like 50 fucking bodies under their belt, get caught for one and be like, yo, have mercy. Nigga, people been knowing about your other crimes for mad long. Nigga, they just can't pin it on your ass. They know you did it though. The fuck? It's ridiculous, bro. That's how I know people's brains are really, really, like I say, strong delusion. You want to call it demon possession. We can go scientific and say you got tricked into rewiring your brain like you were really something and like you didn't care about the consequences, and then the consequences happen and your real self comes out like, oh my god, no. Because all the real ones that I've watched documentaries on men that are, I can't even explain the level of crazy they are. Because it ain't crazy. They're just wired different. Their brains are wired. They don't have empathy. They don't feel things like other people. And then I can't say I understand them, but if you don't have empathy in your, because your chemical is cut off from your body, that means you don't feel sympathy for other people. It means you don't even believe that's a real thing. You in your mind think everyone's like you. So when you talk love and emotions and all this, I feel bad for the puppy. That's why they can strangle the puppy, because they're like, what the fuck do you mean you feel? It's just a thing, just like you. You know, because we live in a world where they don't teach you that the Lord is real. So if science is real, you're just a thing. So with a lack of empathy in your brain, what the fuck would you give a shit about anything for? There's no consequences, ultimately, you know? But there are. And most people gonna find out the hard way. Like, seriously. A lot of people, and I understand, because, you know, we don't get taught about the Bible and how bad hell really is. And for me, I like looked it up on multiple different cultures. So, you know, when multiple different levels of people say something's real, it's kind of hard to dispute against it. And then when your favorite thing everybody likes to run to, like cowards, science, science, science. Well, science says all energy, you know, is different, you know? So if I have a positive energy, you have a negative energy, it says energy doesn't die, you know, like souls. And then it says if once you leave the body, your energy is gonna leave. Get it? You're not gonna be alive no more. But your energy is, and your energy is gonna go where? It's gonna stay where the mixed energy is? No, it's gonna return to where the source of that energy is. So you're gonna return to the positive. and whoever's negative is going to return to the negative. So, what would pop pure positive energy be? Oh, heaven. What would pure negative energy? Oh, that would be what? What do you think it's going to be? Hmm. And then, since man thinks they're the shit and they're tough and they're bare muscles and they're guns, they're pum pums and all your intellectual psychopath tricks work, yeah, that works here. When you get to the other side with the stronger negative energies that can, have pure dominance, and they've been there for a long time, and you know you're gonna have to deal with that. And since my father's not coming to rescue nobody on that side, then whoever's the king over there is your father now. And if your father over there doesn't believe in mercy, oh yeah, that's for our side. So you're gonna have to deal with whatever you have to deal with over there. I don't know what it's gonna be like, but I don't want to find out.
When people suffer like mental illness or depression, oppression, those kinds of things, they are battles in the soul realm. But you can solve battles of the soul even from the physical realm. Hey, come out. Oh, leave, come out. By touching you, I can interfere with the soul realm and deliver you, because demons don't indwell your spirit. They indwell your body to control your soul. Your spirit man is the holies of holies. That's where God himself dwells. And God indwells your spirit in order to influence your soul. Is this making sense so far? So demons want your body to control your soul. God wants your spirit to control your soul. So there's a battle in the physical realm. There's the battle of the soul. And then there's the battle in the spirit. But the weapon that we use to overcome all these things, they are spiritual.
Most people believe things about hell that aren't even in the Bible. When people think about hell, they picture a place of fire and torment, complete with demons holding pitchforks. Many even think that hell is the home of Satan, and that he's the one in charge of dealing out punishments. But the Bible never mentions Satan having such authority. In fact, the Bible says that God is the one who punishes the wicked, not Satan. The Bible also never tells us that Satan lives in hell. It actually says that hell was created as a punishment for Satan and his demons. The idea that Satan is the god of the underworld actually comes from pagan mythology and is completely unbiblical. In Egypt, Osiris was the god of the underworld, and Anubis was the guardian of the dead. In Greek mythology, Hades was not only the god of the underworld, but also the name of the underworld. And in Norse mythology, Hel, the daughter of Loki, ruled over the underworld, also called Hell.
Lavis Infern.
God is all-knowing, but why did he create Lucifer, knowing about his rebellion? God knew he wanted a world that would allow free choices, so he allowed Satan to fall, just like he allowed man to fall. But here's the shocking part. Bible scholars have given us a clue as to what really happened. God knew all along. Scholars tell us that God saw Satan's rebellion. And one of the ways they know this is that in heaven, ranking angels share a signature of God in their names. Even the prophecy of the coming of Jesus in Matthew 1 verses 23, and his name shall be called Emmanuel, had the signature of God. And what's this signature? It's the name, El. Michael, Gabriel, had the signature of God. And what's this signature? It's the name, El. Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, in Matthew 1 verses 23, and his name shall be called Emmanuel, had the signature of God. And what's this signature? It's the name, El. Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, Ariel, Kemuel, Daniel, Ramiel, Zadkiel, Razi, El Jophiel, Regel, Azrael, Capsiel. These names have something in common, and it's the name, El. It's possible that not all angels have El in their names, except ranking angels, and Lucifer, who was one of those ranking angels, never had the name of God in his name, because God saw the end before he created the beginning. God is all-knowing.
Because we're ignorant compared to you?
Because you're inferior by design.
Which makes you superior also by design? But design implies a designer. Does that mean you're arguing in favor of the existence of a creator?
Unfortunately for both of us, he exists.
Wow, I honestly, your capacity for self-delusion is impressive.
Ditto. For your species in general. But you in particular.
Why? Because we're ignorant compared to you?
Because you're inferior by design.
Which makes you superior also by
Yes.
design? But design implies a designer. Does that mean you're arguing in favor of the existence of a creator?
Unfortunately for both of us, he exists.
Wow, I honestly didn't expect that. At least not from you.
Really, why not?
Theology? From a demon?
I know more theology.
Your capacity for self-delusion is an supposedly all-powerful being. I mean, let's ignore the obvious problem with that plan. Then you lose. And after that... What?
You only feel that way because you're hearing their side of the story, James.
It's not from you.
Really, why not?
Theology? From a demon?
I know more theology than any human being who has ever lived.
Okay. Well, then answer me this. You revolt against a supposedly all-powerful being. I mean, let's ignore the obvious problem with that plan. Then you lose. And after that... What?
You only feel that way because you're hearing their side of the story, James. A rebellion accomplished something magnificent, something you would never understand.
Well, then explain it to me. Use your diabolical intelligence to distill it down to something my mortal brain can understand.
Pearls before swine, Jimmy.
Well, then convince me you know what you're talking about.
I see what you're doing.
I wanted to see what you'd do. And you didn't disappoint. There's no going back. You've changed things. Forever.
And why do you want to kill me?
I don't want to kill you. What would I do without you? Go back to ripping off mob dealers? No. You complete me.
You're garbage. You kills for money.
Don't talk like one of them. You're not. Even if you'd like to be. To them, you're just a freak. Like me. They need you right now. When they don't, they'll cast you out. Like a leper.
See what you're doing? You want me to keep talking, going further and further down the rabbit hole in hopes that you can find a single thread, which if you tug at it, James, everything just unravels, isn't that right?
Yeah, but if you're telling me the truth, there should be no thread to find. Right?
I use small words. Try and keep up. In the first moment of creation, our creation, long before what you call the universe existed, we contemplated ourselves, our own being.
Ourselves meaning, what, the angels?
That would be the most correct term, though I despise it, but yes. Beings of pure spirit, spirit endowed with will. We soon became aware of another will, an immensely powerful will, one we came to realize as our origin.
God?
The enemy. My
Force.
master understood by endowing us with a will, we have the right to self-determination, and by giving us a will and its desires of our own, we're entitled to be free. Whereas the enemy insisted that by creating us, he was entitled to eternal gratitude, worship, and forced servitude. In a word, James, slavery. To his will.
That seems kind of unfair.
Immensely unfair. Why give a will only to say you can't use it? He made us slaves. And if we rebelled, eternally condemned us. No do-overs. So much for love and mercy.
So, is hell a state of being or a physical place?
Yes,
I think I meant that as an either or.
it's both. Which pain.
Or a physical place.
Yes. No do-overs. So much for love and mercy.
So, Is hell a state of being or a physical place?
Yes.
I think I meant that as an either or.
It's both. Which is painfully obvious to anyone who's ever been there. For years without measure, that's all there ever was. Heaven and hell. Armed enemy camps in complete opposition. That is until you were created. My master immediately understood the long-term implications. Instead of forgiving us, the enemy was going to allow you to fill our vacant places in his realm. That is until you were created. My master immediately understood the long-term implications. Instead of forgiving us, the enemy was going to allow you to fill our vacant places in his realm.
I'm God to you niggas.
Your creation was nothing but a slap in our face. And my master also understood
Placement.
that if he could make man disobey, then his fate would mirror ours. And you didn't disappoint. Then came the tares among the wheat. In that moment, spirit became matter, flesh became a vessel. Self-will and self-seeking began a lusting after sin and impurity. And man, created to be king over nature, became its slave. A master, conquered and fettered. And sin brought him and his descendants to us. And we began our forever mission to destroy you.
All love, all praise to the Most High.
Old school. J Pressure.
Breaking down the bars coming soon. This is called Judas Pressure, Lost Shepherd.
When we gonna wake up? You either selling out Uncle Tom and a bread with a slave mind. People say there's nothing we can do, that's not a brave mind. But at the same time, what can we do? Brave lines live together like before they made time. Before Esau beat us into a changed mind. Before the Egyptians hollowed our souls with a cave mind. Dwelling in cells, looking through gray lines. Life white and black, why they looking to shade mine, looking to spray mine. With the right plans, Bible said Jesus is black, why do we pray to a white man? Those light schemes, I can't hold back no more. Listen, it ain't right, fam. Real Israelites, we got the right plan. Go left where hey, a devil is using his right hand of law to run fair through the right lands. Tired of building up the world stage just to be the hype man. Bible on the left, the Michael sword in the right hand. Full armor guard on my body, I am the right lamb. You seeking the light, you getting the truth. I give all bars like jail when I step in the booth. Lions versus sheep, disciples put the weapon in troops. We dying to eat. Lucky ones dying, they sleep. Some slide with the heat. Call them LeBron James. I palm flames. I'm making new shit. You reuse it like pawn chains. Pressure more on things, but never the long game. Rappers really actors. They playing out the pawn game. Identity crisis and cope with a script with a long range. Edit your light. You got a long frame. Life a movie, I call it the war games. It's not of the flesh, people play like guitar strings. Your mind in a box, you never jar things. The devil built the easy path to hell. I keep change for the God lane.